Nairobi, Eldoret, Mombasa, Nyeri, Nakuru have all been on the streets protesting the Finance Bill 2024. Did they achieve what they were meant to achieve? Well, we cast doubt on that because members of parliament have voted yes to the second reading of the Finance Bill 2024. 204 members of parliament voted yes, while 115 voted no. That means come next week, Tuesday, they will be voting on the amendments of the Finance Bill 2024 and the bill in itself, which will basically now put the gear on whether or not that will be the bill to be used for the financial year 2024-2025 that begins on July 1st. We've got this and much more lined up for you tonight. Let's take a look at stories making headlines. Loud chants and more protests. Youths in Nairobi, Mombasa, Eldoret and Kisumu join in on the Anti-Finance Bill 2024 demos.
I now order for the bill to be read the second time.
204 yeses and 115 noes. Members of Parliament vote for Finance Bill into the second reading. All eyes on Parliament as they vote on the amended clauses in the Finance Bill 2024 on Tuesday next week. Well, we are live across all our social media platforms and streaming platforms. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. EBN Prime Edition kicks off right now. Unbowed, undeterred, Kenyan youths Generation Z took to the streets on Thursday, joined by millennials to protest against the Finance Bill 2024. The anti-finance bill protests have spread like rapid fire, with more Kenyans coming out to protest against the bill, terming it punitive. On the watchful eyes of the media and human rights organizations, police conduct has been questioned as they used force against peaceful protests. We begin our broadcast tonight with that report. For the second day in Nairobi County, protesters converged on various streets in Nairobi to protest the Finance Bill 2024. Scenes were similar to what happened on Tuesday, but this time the gatherings were more populated and louder. Their spirits unbowed, the protesters chanted patriotic songs and even sang the national anthem. The unity displayed was touching as advocates and medics joined the fray, offering free medical services to protesters who were injured in action. Security forces were spread across various streets in the capital to prevent the demonstrators from getting to parliament buildings where members of parliament were voting for the finance bill. Police blocked the roads en masse using police tankers and vehicles and even horses to tame the protesters. Activities in the capital center were grinded to a halt as police engaged protesters in running battles using tear gas to disrupt the groups. The anti-finance bill protests have been piling pressure on members of parliament to reject the Finance Bill 2024 in totality and not amend any of the proposals within the bill, terming them punitive and inappropriate.
Here to support the cause. We've been here for a while. We went to school, well-schooled, well-learned, and there is no job. And here, the bill is so high that we cannot afford to live in this world. 30 days a month, 366 days a year. We're going to do it. We are ready for it. Here we are. Cost of living need to go down. Absolutely down, down, down.
No one is talking about accountability, okay? They are collecting taxes. The president is using 18 billion to move around. They don't have 4 billion only for teachers.
We need accountability.
Everything is being taxed. No accountability. If they start accountability, we can really put this country to the right track. So Gen Z have decided we're not going to fear. We're going to the streets and telling the president, if you don't wake up right now, I don't know when you will wake up, because we have this.
The protests, which began on Friday, spread to other parts of the country, including Mombasa, Eldoret, Nakuru, Laikipia, Nyeri, and Bungoma. The now famous Gen Z generation have been opposing clauses in the bill, which the Finance Committee conceded to, including the 16% VAT tax on bread, excise duty on edible oils, 2.5% tax on car, digital tax, and the mobile money transfers. The generation, which has arguably shocked many for their bravery, was also cited in Parliament during the morning sessions.
Honorable Speaker, I must thank the Gen Zs also, because, Honorable Speaker, for the first time in the history of this House, especially this 13th Parliament, at 8:30 a.m., not less than 50 members were already logged in. So, if not for anything else, the Gen Zs have made members of Parliament to report to work very early. And it's a good thing. It's the beauty of our democracy, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Mr. Speaker, I have an issue with the internet connection.
Pardon?
The Wi-Fi, the internet connection of this House, Mr. Speaker. The Wi-Fi is not functioning, and we need to communicate to the Gen Z out there, Mr. Speaker. We want to know what is happening out there and the reaction of the population. Please, Mr. Speaker, can we ask the clerks, the people responsible for the ICT, so that they can fix this menace?
To their phones and see what's happening on the streets. If there is any public participation that needs to be done, it is now. Go out and see what's happening on the streets. All our uniformed policemen are out to tackle it out with the youths. The youths who are not from Kibera, the youths who are not from Majengo, they are from Karen, they are from Kayole, they are from Lavington, they are Christians, they are Muslims, they are all mixed races.
Well, in another part of the country, young people in Bungoma have joined other young people across the country in protest to pressure members of parliament to throw away the Finance Bill 2024, saying it is aimed to oppress the ordinary citizens. Some cities, including Kakamega, Nakuru, Mombasa, and the capital city of Nairobi, have witnessed a lot of Gen Z people showing up to participate in this protest. Well, our reporter George Kayesi takes stock of what happened in Bungoma.
All eyes were on Parliament today as the contentious Finance Bill 2024 continued to spark heated debate among Kenyans. However, protests intensified not only in Nairobi but also in Bungoma County, where demonstrators opposing the Finance Bill joined their counterparts across the country chanting songs against the contentious bill. Carrying placards with different messages to the government, young protesters took the lead in fighting against perceived oppression, calling on lawmakers to reject the Finance Bill in totality. They argued that the bill aims to further burden ordinary citizens who are already grappling with the high cost of living.
So sio Bungoma tuko hapa hivi vijana wa Bungoma. Hii ni indication ya kwamba si Nairobi peke yake, pia Bungoma tumekataa hiyo Finance Bill. Tumechoka kabisa. And we are calling upon our MP Makali, tafadhali reject your Finance Bill. Wamama wote vijana, they are calling you upon to come and support us in this rejection of the Finance Bill.
Sisi tunapenda kupelekwa kala. Acha kitu cha kuumiza, most of the people hawajui kuhusu Finance Bill. Watu wa nyumbani, amkeni, kuna kitu inaitwa Finance Bill 2024.
Leading the charge, these young protesters continue to voice their position about some of the proposal to increase taxes on various goods, a move they say is inappropriate, especially at a time when the nation's economy is in distress.
Tumeona kama uchumi umeenda juu sana. Tumeambia sana kama wananchi wa Kenya, swali wa Bungoma. So if Finance Bill enda kumbisa zaidi. So si kama watu wa Bungoma tumekataa. The changes are not enough. We want the Finance Bill itolewe kabisa, iende kabisa.
Bungoma we have the highest mambo na teenage pregnancy. Inatokea kwa sababu ya mambo na period poverty. Wanaenda ku tax pads as it is. wasichana wetu.
Sisi tulipigia rais kura na tangu akuja Bungoma, tangu tumpigie kura, tuja benefit na uongozi yake. Sisi kama wanabodaboda wa Bungoma tumechoka. Mambo ya ukora za hatutaki.
Young individuals who are felt neglected by the leader for an extended period of time have made a commitment to persistently exert pressure for reforms. George Kayesi reporting for EBN TV, Nairobi.
In Eldoret, the demonstrations were hot as Kenyans took to the streets to reject the bill. In the front line was gospel singer turned politician Reuben Kigame, who stood in to not only oppose the finance bill but also insist that Kenya is not a tribal country, but rather Kenya is united in working or by work ethics and the poverty they continue to drown in. Well, Kisumu City was not left behind as protesters converged at Kondele earlier than the police. Now, the demonstrators went ahead to ensure security, assuring citizens that the youths have been well enlightened on what a successful protest is, excluding violence and insecurity.
Hatupati kazi, umetupatisha tax kila wakati, hiyo inatusumbua. Wazazi nyumbani wanalia, kila siku wanalia, wanasema hii Kenya inaenda wapi? Kama vijana tumeamua mara hii tutajitokeza. Kazi yao ni kupatiwa pesa, wanakula, wanajifaidi peke yao. Sisi kama mayuth, wengi tunataka makazi.
Well, residents from Kisii warned members of parliament representing Kisii County against going back to Kisii, having not rejected the bill. During the county's demonstrations, protesters came out in their numbers to call out their leaders who represent them and not to represent themselves.
Mini content creator, I'm the youngest content creator from Kisii Town. Nimekuja to represent my Gen Z, the young people. We are the future. We are the generation that is coming. Ukiangalia sahi, nyinyi mtachoka kukaa hapo. And we are the people who will be taking the seat. So we must speak and we must do it the way Yes, kama kawaida. Yes, kama kuna youth ambaye ako pale nyumbani na amekana ngoja pesa mamake na babake. Bro, umepotea. You are lost. You are lost. Let's 2027 ikifika, chukua ID yako, upige kura, usipewe pesa, upige kura. Piga kura penye unaona kuna maendeleo. Mwingine
Nyeri County took to the streets in solidarity with the rest of the country to reject amendments made to the bill and instead called upon the county heads to outrightly reject the bill, which is the view and desire of the constituents.
Ai tunaumia, tunakufa njaa, tuna reject hii finance bill. Hatutaki hiyo kitu inaitwa finance bill. Mutabaki nyumbani, Weta nyumbani, Ruto nyumbani.
Well, as that happened, there was activity as well at the floor of the National Assembly where the contentious Finance Bill 2024 has sailed through the second reading in the National Assembly after 204 members of Parliament voted to pass it. Speaker Moses Wetangula, in the Thursday evening voting session, announced that 115 members of Parliament voted in opposition to the bill. Speaker Wetangula further announced that no legislator abstained from voting. He further said that the bill will now come up again before the entire House on Tuesday next week. During this stage, amendments to the bill will be introduced and the House will vote on each clause.
Mumias East, Salasia Peter.
On behalf of Gen Z and the people of Nyamira, I vote no.
Mohammed Khair Harun.
As a Gen Z of the House, born in the year 1996, I say no.
The results of the division on second reading of the Finance Bill 2024 is as follows. Ayes 204, nays 115, abstentions nil, so the ayes have it. Order. I now order for the bill to be read the second time. Order. Order, the House. The House is in session. Order. Order.
National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has come under fire for his handling of proceedings during the debate over the contentious Finance Bill 2024, with accusations of bias and unprocedural irregularities leveled against him by senators aligned with the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition. Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna, speaking on behalf of his coalition, criticized Wetangula's conduct, likening him to a DJ at a disco matanga and accusing him of micromanaging debates. The senators, including Ledama Olekina and Godfrey Osotsi, have expressed dismay at what they perceive as biased treatment favoring the government.
Party leaders of their own political parties to run a national institution such as the National Assembly. So we want to condemn Speaker Wetangula and to tell him he's the biggest coward in this country. He is afraid of the people. You can see the sort of police deployment that is out there. That is essentially supposed to protect members of parliament from the public. I am not afraid of the members of the public. Why should members of parliament be afraid of members of the public? These are the people who elected us. And to add insult to injury, he is closing galleries that are essentially supposed, if you read the constitution, parliamentary debate is supposed to be open to the public. And I'm not even speaking as a member of the public. I'm speaking as one of the members of parliament. How can I be denied access to the National Assembly, to listen to debate, and to execute my role as the returning officer of ODM, to make sure that we have all our votes against this finance bill? Number two, before I let my colleagues speak, we are extremely proud as leaders in this country, as young leaders, of the young people who have taken to the streets to demonstrate their displeasure at how this government has treated us repeatedly over the years. We told them that if you close your ears to the people, they will slap those ears until they open. And that is what is happening here. So we want to encourage those young people, fear not, this is your country. This is your country, and I hope this movement does not die here. Anybody who is afraid of those young people there has a good reason to be afraid of those people. In fact, this vote should not be taken here where there are police cordons. Each of the 290 members of parliament should go back to their constituencies and vote from there, so that we know the truth that you are a representative of the people. So I want to encourage them to continue and make sure they access parliament. If there is any help you need, including showing you where the back door to this building is, you let us know. We will help you so that you are able to access these characters like Wetangula and tell them that you are their bosses and they are not the bosses of the people of Kenya. I thank you, and I want to welcome the Honorable Senator Osoti to say something.
While protests opposing the Finance Bill 2024 took place in various areas in the nation, residents of Rabai constituency in Kilifi County have also united against the 2024-2025 Finance Bill, as well as supporting the action by the County Governor Gideon Mung'aro to prohibit the muguka trade in the county. Belinda William reports.
Led by former Mombasa County Senator Emma Mbura, who is a resident of Rabai, she claimed that the bill is aimed to oppress the youth and the common citizens, saying that the bill is budgeted corruption.
Finance bill ni sawa na mtu ameenda bar. Umekaa kabla haujagizia chochote unaletewa bill. Finance bill yetu shida kubwa ambayo inatumiza sisi ni kwamba hii nini budget yatakikana kwanza iangaliwe. Hamwezi kimbilia kwa finance bill wakati budget hamuja itengeza. Budget imejaa corruption tele ndani. Wakati mnapotengeza mabudget yenu, mnapotengeza finance bill, angalieni mumetarget vijana vipi. William Samoei Ruto, unamcha mamungu ambao wamelala, mimi nakwambia hino Kenya. Hawa vijana ni sleeping dog. Na sahi wameamka na watakusumbua. Vijana wamehamasishwa, hawaogopi tena.
Additionally, Emma has called on the issue against the use and the sale of muguka in the coastal region and the county in general, saying that the product has disrupted many families and even caused conflicts to couples. Emma now wants President William Ruto to invest funds to revive coastal industries that use natural plants like coconuts and baobab instead of investing in products that affect citizens' health.
Sisi hapa kwa tuna nazi, tuna maembe, tuna mananasi na tuna vyakula vingi sana ambapo tuomba serikali ipitilie maanani. Mogoka ina madhara kwa watoto wetu. Watoto wetu harusi wanao Jumatatu, ikifika Jumatatu ijayo msena mkimbia maana hakuna kitu. Pandeni mogoka huko. Pandeni mogoka huko. Sisi hatuna shida. Lakini kwa tufani inaomba William Samoei support Mng'aro na support Mng'aro na maembe. Enough with mogoka, and we don't want mogoka in court, not only Kilifi.
At the same time, the councillor of Kaliang'ombe, Rabai area, said Charo has supported Kilifi County Governor Gideon Mung'aro by standing against the distribution of muguka within the county.
Tunamuunga mkono Mheshimiwa Gavana Gideon Mung'aro katika msimamo wake wa kuweza kubani muguka katika hili jimbo la Kilifi. Tumesema ziko biashara nyingi sana ambazo mama zetu wanafanya. Wakati alipokaa na wale magavana wa kutoka Mlima Kenya, aliwapatia shilingi milioni 500 kuweza kuimarisha muguka. Sisi tunasema kama Pwani, hiyo shilingi milioni 500 ingekuja hapa Pwani, ingeweza kuandisha kiwanda kile cha korosho pale Kilifi.
Charo has claimed that the financial bill has put punitive taxes that cripple the society, while asking President William Ruto to put loans in food production, mentioning the Kenya Meat Commission industry as one of the industry that needs a revival.
Ukienda kule Taita, kuna ngamia wengi sana, ng'ombe wanazurura kule. Tunataka tutengezee hii Kenya Meat Commission ili Kenya iweze kupata mapato. Nataka kumwambia Mheshimiwa Ruto ya kwamba kiama hakiji 2027. Kiama kuna miaka milioni 1 baadaye. Yeye atakuwa rais na mwingine atakuwa rais na nchi itaendelea. Sisi tumesema ni no, na tunapeana leo message kwa mbunge wetu wa Rabai. Sisi tunakuangalia. Wewe umetutumia message katika simu zetu ukisema ya kwamba utavote no. Sisi tunangoja leo saa 11 uvote hiyo no na tuone. Na kama utavote yes,
However, Mohamed Simba, the leader of the Rabai youths, has voiced his support against the distribution of mogoka, quoting that the use of that product has brought poverty in the society.
Tutadili nao wenyewe na kuomba hivi tunakuomba hili tutalifanya na weka county attorneys wako vizuri, akiwemo Faraji Kipinde, tukishipa kwa sababu ya kutetea hii bidhaa ya mgoka, uwe tayari kututetea, manake tunachukua hatua hii na tutaenda vibanda baada ya vibanda, maduka baada ya maduka, wale ambao wanauza migoka, na tutachukua sheria mikononi, tunahakikisha tunaichoma. Ndio tayari.
In addition, Simba has mentioned the issue of economic decline due to difficult living conditions, claiming that the finance bill is abusing the citizens.
Rais William Samoei Ruto mahali popote alipo, sisi tumechoka kama wananchi wa Kenya, maanake tunaona kwamba uchumi unaenda kupanda juu sana. Raila Amolo Odinga alikuwa akitetea wananchi, lakini sasa wananchi wamechoka. Sisi wenyewe tutaenda nje, tutajitoa kimasomaso na kutetea haki zetu. Haya masuala ambayo wameweka katika finance bill, sisi tumekataa na tunakataa kama wananchi wa Rabai. Wananchi wa Rabai naitaka. Wananchi wa Rabai tumeipinga na tutaki finance bill ipite, kwa sababu itaenda kutugandamiza sisi kama wakaaji wa Rabai, wakaaji wa Kilifi na wakaaji wa Pwani kwa jumla.
Belinda William, EBN TV.
Now, to other news making headlines, the government has allocated 60 billion shillings to the education sector to cover the education of all children in Kenya, President William Ruto has affirmed. The head of state said the government is committed to ensuring education is inclusive, accessible, and affordable to all. He pointed out that education is the greatest equalizer and multiplier of opportunities in Kenya. Speaking during the 5th graduation ceremony of Garissa University on Thursday, the president said 18 billion shillings had been allocated to hire junior school intern teachers on permanent and pensionable terms. He also said 52 billion shillings has been set aside for the Higher Education Loans Board to give scholarships and loans to students, especially from vulnerable families, and thus ensure that no one is left behind.
At this very point in time, we are leaving the ambience of this oasis. We are no longer seeds, but vibrant flowers who have bloomed. We are the educators, entrepreneurs, and leaders for tomorrow's community. We know the challenges outside this world are vast, just like the desert before us. But remember, the spirit of Garissa University, the spirit of innovation and perseverance is in each one of us. Let us go out, not as graduates, but as living embodiment of this oasis.
We will not give an opportunity to the forces of terror and evil to come near our citizens, and more so near our universities and colleges where young people the promising young people are here, Your Excellency.
In our midst and listening to the speech, the valedictory speech, I am persuaded that we are as a country moving in the right direction, because I can see a clear future of leaders and professionals. The history of this university is an inspiring account of progress amid difficulty, triumph against daunting challenges, and success in the face of risks and threats. From its inception in 2011 as a constituent college of Moi University, and even after receiving its charter in 2017, the university has stood as a beacon of hope, as an oasis of opportunity, and an island of transformative possibilities and a premier educational institution in Kenya's arid and semi-arid lands. It is in its early years the university endured and overcame significant adversities, the most tragic being the murderous attack in 2015 by despicable and cowardly terrorists who victimized innocent young people, many of whom were women. Despite these immense setbacks, the university remained committed to its vision of providing quality higher education, training, research, and development, including innovation, to our northern rangelands, which have been historically neglected in the provision of higher education and many other public goods and services.
In a significant political move, Cleophas Malala of the United Democratic Alliance has called on Moses Wetangula to consider merging their respective parties. The appeal underscores the necessity of uniting allied parties to bolster support for President William Ruto's political agenda. Malala highlighted that the proposed merger would strengthen the coalition's efforts to achieve common goals and create a more formidable force in the Kenyan political landscape. He emphasized that unity among the allied parties is crucial for the successful implementation of Ruto's policies and initiatives, while congratulating Mudavadi's step to joining the United Democratic Alliance.
Mimi nashukuru sana leo Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi na chama chake cha ANC. Leo wamekubali, wamekuja, wamekunja jamvi, sasa watakuwa wanajiunga kirasmi na chama cha UDA. Mheshimiwa Wetangula, tafadhali fata barabara ya Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi, so that sisi wote tuwe na chama cha nguvu. Tukitaka kubagain, tunabagain kama Waluya wote wako kwa gari moja. Mimi jamani nawaomba tafadhali, kama wale watu wa chama cha Ford Kenya, hii chama ingine ya DAP, hii chama ingine zote zifunge zikuje kwa chama cha UDA, to support rais, to support manifesto yake.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is where we wrap our bulletin tonight. Thank you for watching. This is EBN Prime Edition. We continue to keep tabs with various sentiments that continue to flock in over the Finance Bill 2024 ahead of the tabling now. Come next week, Tuesday, where members of Parliament will yet again get an opportunity to vote on those particular amended clauses before the third reading, where they will vote for the bill. So it's still a long way to go, and there's a rush because 30th June is the deadline of the Finance Bill 2023, where the 2024 one is to set to take effect. So that is where we wrap it up tonight. Thank you for your wonderful company. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Good night.